now it's time for Children's GBC on a Tuesday afternoon with George Buxton, as he's back in a familiar setting this time with some programs and including an announcement for Barry's passing. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Children's GBC on a fine Tuesday afternoon. Now, for those of you who were wondering, why am I doing the Tuesday afternoon in this bedroom of mine? Well, because you see, I know that I'm not really at Broadbent's house as such, but that is why I have decided to continue on. Now, as you probably saw early on this morning, I'm so finally glad that we now have the return of Sodor Railway Tales, the 80th anniversary editions. And plus, I have 3 announcements to tell you. The first one is regarding what happened to Tedwood, aka Barry. Well, you'll be very sad to know that I'll have to throw him into the bin. So, because obviously, Drawbread will be presenting the programs, including a special double bill of bits, sir. Now, because obviously, this is the first time that Drawbread has ever get to broadcast Series 6, Episode 1, which are Clippers, and Episode 8 would be about the Windmaker. So you'll be seeing these 2 episodes probably tomorrow afternoon. And the second announcement is that Barry Besson will have to be doing his very last time to be a presenter of Children's GBC, as he has come a long way from doing these sort of things, ever since Children's FTV days, as well as a bit of GTV, obviously. So now, it's time for him to leave Children's GBC tomorrow. And the third and the final announcement is that me and Drawbread that will be talking about the Gumdrop episodes, right? Now, if you're probably wondering, why does Drawbread have to start the Gumdrop episodes again? Yeah, because we've had Gumdrop episodes for quite a long while now. Yes, because it turns out to be one of those most repeated programs in history of Children's GBC, and as well as at FTV and GTV. So yeah, those were all good. So this is what me and Drawbread will do. Now, what we could do is that it's because of the fact that me and Drawbread will be broadcasting the Gumdrop episodes from now on, because we want to get those Gumdrop programs out of the way. So Drawbread's already done the first episode, and of course we'll have a second episode of Gumdrop later on this afternoon. So yeah, that's pretty much about 3 announcements, really. So yeah, that's what will happen to Barry Besson. Yeah, but of course Barry Besson will be here tomorrow morning. And the same goes with when Drawbread does a very special continuity for the afternoon as well. So don't miss it tomorrow. Okay, now let's get on with the first program now. And I'm sorry if I took so long to the announcement. Here we go with The Adventures of Parsley, 2 episodes. And of course, the first episode to begin with is going to be about On Strike. That's the first of them, and of course we'll have a second one in just a minute.
Today, said Parsley, feels like a work day.
And that was The Adventures of Parsley. But of course it's not over yet, though, because we have a second episode to get through yet. And this time, we're going to be looking at the pop group. Now that should be interesting to see.
One day, Parsley was out for a walk in the herb garden when he heard a strange sound. Ding, ding, ding. Wait up. Don't worry, I shan't, said Parsley. Good night.
And that was The Adventures of Parsley, 2 episodes. and I'm so glad that the Parsley has always got up to some various adventures, doesn't he? Right, anyways, let's move on to the next programme now, and it's another double bill, and we're going to have a look at Christopher Crocodile. And in today's episode, we have Fire, that's the first one, and of course we'll have one about football in about, 5 minutes. Oh, and just to give you a heads up, now, episode 12 of Christopher Crocodile will sadly be the last ever episode to be broadcasted on Children's GBC as well, as it is so quick. So anyways, here's the first episode of our double bill, Fire.
Down in Muddy Town, you know who you should call. There's a cool reptile with crocodile style, who's always on the ball. Christopher, the crocodile.
It's another quiet day at the fire station in Muddytown. There are hardly ever any fires because... Yes!
There's a cool reptile with crocodile style, who's always on the ball. Christopher, the crocodile.
And that was Christopher Crocodile. But it's not over yet though, because we have another episode coming up. And this time it's about football, in which Christopher tries to help one team to score a goal in order to win. But can one team win the football match? Let's find out.
If there's trouble down in Muddy Town, you know who you should call. There's a cool reptile with crocodile style, who's always on the ball. Christopher, the crocodile.
Hop. Every year, Muddytown plays Sunnytown in a football match, and that everyone would remember that wonderful day.
The crocodile. Christopher, the crocodile.
And that was Christopher Crocodile, the double bill. All right then, so let's move on to the next programme now. And we're going to be moving on to the Brollies. And before anyone else asks, it is not the Trolleys. As Yogi already thought about it last week. But it was a bit funny though. But anyways, here's the Brollies. And in today's episode of the Brollies, I think that Mr. Brolly is having a bit of an old puff and blow.
Rainbows climb, clouds drift by, brollies fly through a magic sky. Is this real? Are they dreams? Nothing appears to be what it seems. Then far away I can hear a voice in the weather house call out a name. Mr. Brolly, it's time for the rain.
It came, pouring from the sky, until the earth was fresh again. Then the sun put magic in the air. The brollies make the weather for you and me.
Harry was trying to go to sleep, but no sooner had he closed his eyes than he opened them again. Tucked up beside Harry in bed were his toys, Elephant and Hippo.
the Brollies. Yeah, that was a bit of an old puff and blow there. Right, anyways, moving on to the next programme now, and it's going to be called Tales of Aesop. And in today's story, it's called The Town Mouse and the Country Mouse. Now, if you remember about a few months back when we had the cartoon of The Country Mouse and City Mouse Adventures, well, here's the puppetry version of that sort of programme. It's from Tales of Aesop.
Monty Mouse had just finished polishing his door knocker when...
And that was Tales of Aesop. Yeah, I'm so glad that Morty Mouse and Freddy Mouse have all gone met up with each other. Yeah, so I can see that why they are cousins. Anyways, let's move on to the next programme now. Now, as Strawberry's already done the first ever episode of Gumdrop already, so here we have our second episode, and it's called Gumdrop Finds a Friend. But whose friend could it be? Well, let's find out.
It was holiday time in Cornwall and
And that was Gumdrop. And of course, the Doorbin, however, will be broadcasting most of the Gumdrop episodes next week, and I will do the same as well. Anyways, now let's move on to the next program now. So here is the second episode of the first series of Brum. And in today's episode, Brum and the Kite.
It was Brum's day for exploring the big town. And that was the second episode of Brum. And I'm sure we'll have some more adventures with Brum, the little motor car, probably on Thursday when we get a chance. But right now on Children's GBC, it's time for
Playdays. And in today's episode, it's called Trouble at the Library, as it takes place at the 10th stop.
It's the play bus. But where does it go? Where does it stop? Watch for the sign of the lollipop. Stop! It's the 10th stop.
Hello and welcome to the play tent. Hello! We're all busy getting ready for today's story. I'm just looking for a clue to tell you what the story's about. Ah, a book. A pop-up book, and it's you, Wobble, look. Right, well, you look after this, and I'll speak with another story. Bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, that was
And that was Playdays. Well, mind you, I didn't realise that tale was called Trouble at the Library. Well, I'm so glad that the library was okay in the end, though. Oh, yeah, so here we go with the next programme. Now, if you've already seen the original adventures of Superted, but it's not the original adventures, though, as we have our children's GBC premiere of The Further Adventures of Superted. And in today's episode is called Knox Knox. Who's there? Banana. Banana who? Knock knock. Who's there? Orange. Orange who? Ha! Orange you glad that I didn't say banana? Snas, 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 snas. Waffle, 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 waffle. Oh! Here's the further adventures of Superted, everyone. Oh!
He's made of magic and dreams that do come true. And when things go wrong, he'll be there for me and you.
Let's go, Spotty! Give up, Texas Pete!
He'll be there for you and me. Super Ted, Super Ted, Super Ted.
I'll get you for this, Super Ted!
Was the further adventures of Superted. Well, mind you, Superted are always there to save the day. But I'm also glad that Spottyman and Superted have managed to rescue a Blotch's pet dog, which I don't know the name of. Now also did you see the difference there? Now, that was a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. But of course, Derek Griffiths and John Pertwee were the voices behind these two lovable characters. And yes, they still voiced Superted and Spotty Man as well. But the other voices? I don't know. But anyway, so that's pretty much about the Superted, really. So let's move on to the last program now, and it's going to be called Chuckle Vision. And in today's episode is about puppets. And don't worry, viewers, I think we're down to 3 more episodes of Series 2 to go, and then that's it. Oh, and don't forget, now, tomorrow, as well as broadcasting the Chuckle Vision episode Series 2, well, George will be broadcasting the 10th episode of the second series, which was high tech. But as of right now, it's the puppets, and as they say, I got the strings to hold me down. I got the strings to see you, to me, to you. Get it? It's just from Pinocchio by any chance. Anyways, here's Chuckle Vision.
Hi, Paul. What's today's show about?
Oh, well, I thought it was about time we brought a bit of culture into the show, so I thought we'd take a look at the performing arts.
What, singing paintings?
No, you haven't got it, have you? It's another way of saying putting on a performance.
How do you put on a performance?
You put your arms through first, then pull it over your head.
Oh.
No, it isn't. It's another way of saying we're going to put on a show.
Can I help?
Of course you can, with a little help from an expert.
Who's that?
Me.
Oh, I've never been a performance before.
No, but you've been at an exhibition.
Hey?
No, just go and get the puppets, will you?
Puppies? Oh, I love puppies. Especially ones on the adverts where the what-they-may-call-it's pull the what's-its-name.
Toilet rolls.
Toilet rolls? I thought they were golden Labradors.
Just go and get the puppets.
OK.
Chuckle Vision, Chuckle Vision, Chuckle Vision. Chuckle Vision, Chuckle Vision.
Hello again and welcome to Chuckle Vision. Today's show is very special, for we're going to be putting on our very own Festival of Performing Arts. And in particular, we'll be taking a look at puppets and puppeteers. Now, everyone knows what puppeteers do.
Climb puppets?
Climb puppets? No, they don't.
Well, mountaineers climb mountains, so puppeteers should climb puppets.
No, they don't.
Sorry.
Puppetry is one of the earliest forms of entertainment known to man.
And women.
And women. And over here we have a selection of some of the most common types of puppets used. And here they are.
Hey, Paul, what's this?
Marionette.
Pleased to meet you, Marion. What's she ate?
She hasn't ate anything.
Oh.
Now, the most famous marionette of all was Pinocchio.
Hey, I sat next to him at school.
What do you think?
I thought it was brill.
Good. Well, on that final dramatic note, it's time to say goodbye for another week. Well, I think you'll agree that after all the hard work that went into making the puppets, it was well worth waiting for. See you soon.
And you know, Paul, it still looks like a telephone box to me.
Don't be ridiculous.
Hello? It's for you.
For me? Hello? Yes?
Was Chuckle Vision. And of course, that was the last program for today on Children's GBC. And I'm sure that we'll be back again later on. And I'm sure that Ted would, however, will be here probably tomorrow morning, because tomorrow morning marks the very last day
for when Tedward became a children's GBC presenter, because obviously he has come a long way up from doing it ever since he has done it with Maggie. Yeah, but I expect that Maggie will be very upset as well. So yeah, this is why we will leave Maggie out of this one. But don't worry, Ben will look after her. Well, it's only just until things are back to normal, though. Yeah, I do feel a bit sorry to hear that Barry is going to be passing away soon. So this is why tomorrow afternoon, Drawbridge will be doing a very special programs to broadcast, including a double bill of Bitzer. Now, I know we're not meant to break the rules or anything, but we just want to bring back these two episodes, as Drawbridge has never broadcasted the Bitzer episodes before. Well, not since, but me and Drawbridge have watched it together, and it was very enjoyable as well. So make sure you don't miss this afternoon's special edition of Children's GBC tomorrow. Bye-bye, everyone. See you soon, and I'll see you on Thursday morning as well. Bye. You're watching GTV, and now it's time to head on down to Egypt now to have a look at the fate of Tutankhamun. And today's program is called The Great Adventure. You're watching GTV, and if you think that Egypt is probably a bit too hot because it is the hottest country on earth, well, here's another place to go when you're really hot, and if you want to be cool, head on down to Summer Bay for some adventures from home and away.